It's do or die time tonight for the Wolverines of Utah Valley as they entertain the conference-leading Bronx from the University of Texas Pan American. It's a must-win situation for the Wolverines, and it's coming up next right here on UVU TV. And welcome to the UCCU Center in Orem, Utah, where tonight the Wolverines have a must-win game if they have any chance of winning the regular season Great West Conference title as they host the Bronx from University of Texas Pan American. Jim McCullough, Matt Peterson. You know, last time these two played on January 19th, Matt, the Wolverines had all sorts of adversity, and it was still just a two-point game.
Yeah, two-point loss. Ben Aird got injured, hurt his back. Holton Hunsaker played with foul trouble the entire game, and that was the first game this season that Alfonso Hubbard was out. So a lot of adversity. They played tough on the road. Unfortunately, lost that game. You know, they're going to be thinking about that tonight.
And home sweet home, the Wolverines play really well here at home. All right, let's talk about key players tonight that you're watching that both teams need to keep in check.
Yeah, we're going to take a look first at the Bronx. You got Aaron Urbanus, averaging about 11 points per game on the season. We've seen him for a couple of years now. We know he has the ability to shoot the long three-point shot, and he's going to be matched up against Holton Hunsaker for the Wolverines. So it's going to be a guard matchup tonight. How these two players go against each other, you know, both are very familiar with one another, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets the upper hand and how they do it in tonight's game.
Two pretty evenly matched guards, both of whom have been known to put up some big numbers from time to time. All right, keys to the game tonight for the Wolverines to win this one.
Yeah, obviously many keys throughout the game, but tonight for the Wolverines, we've got to take a look at three specific areas. First, they've got to contain Brandon Provost, shooting about 43% from behind the arc. He leads their team in scoring 14.5 points per game. They've got to do a much better job of rebounding. They do have a tendency at times to give up a number of offensive rebounds, and they have to stay out of foul trouble. You know, the Wolverines are limited somewhat in how many players they're playing, so those players that do play need to stay out of foul trouble.
Texas Pan American currently tied for first in the Great West Conference. Wolverines tied for fourth. Wolverines have to win this one to stay alive. We're going to take a break here on our Costa Vida pregame show. When we get back, we'll have your starting lineups and your opening tip coming your way next right here on UVU TV.
I'm Carly Johnson here on Utah Valley University's campus to find out why students are taking summer semester classes. Why did you choose to come to summer semester when you could be out somewhere else?
Because I didn't go to school in the spring, and so I was like, I need to go in the summer.
Summer semester is the cheapest compared to other semesters because everybody can pay residency tuition, although you're a resident or not.
Hi, yeah. Do you have a second? Could you just get off the phone for a minute? This is kind of important.
The atmosphere is a lot funner. You feel like all the other students are going through the same things that you're going through. They all want to get to the same level you're at, and so everybody helps each other out.
It's a lot more relaxed, a lot more chill. Get your degree done faster.
Do you think the guys on campus are a little cuter during summer? Yeah, most definitely.
If you want to graduate in a timely manner, you have to take summer classes.
So these are just a few reasons why summer is so great. Remember to include summer semester when planning with Wolverine Track. Summer, smarter than others.
Starting five for the visiting Bronx from the University of Texas Pan American. Brandon Provost, their leading scorer at 14.5 points. Gets the start at guard. He's a redshirt senior. Aaron Urbanus, also a senior, at 11.5 points a game at the other guard position. Lauri Toivonen starts at forward. He's from Finland, 6'7" sophomore. Jesus Delgado, 6'4" senior out of Texas, out of El Paso, Texas. And then Justin Leathers, averaging 8 points a game at forward. He's a junior from Kansas City. They are coached by Ryan Marks in his fourth season at Pan American, University of Texas Pan American, Edinburgh, Texas. Very southern tip of the great state of Texas. Ryan Marks doing a pretty good job down there in Edinburgh. In his fourth season, head coach of the Bronx. Overall, 14 years of coaching for Coach Ryan Marks with a career record of 182 wins and 165 losses. Pan American is a team somewhat similar to UVU, a situation where they are really up and coming.
Yeah. I think you're exactly right. Both teams very similar in where they are, where they're going. And, it comes at no surprise that a lot of the games that they played against one another are very similar and, close games.
They do quite a production here on the introduction of Utah Valley's starting five. We'll give you a little bit of a heads up. It's going to be Jason Johnson, Holton Hunsaker, Nick Thompson, Zach Jones, and Ben Aird. Those five guys are pretty impressive. 2 seniors and 3 juniors in that mix. Holton Hunsaker and Ben Aird. Well, Ben Aird just scored his 1,000th point a week ago tonight. He's sitting at 1,000 for his career. He's only a junior. Holton Hunsaker only needs 14 points tonight to join him in UVU's very exclusive 1,000-point club. There you see the starting five. Ben Aird, the junior. Holton Hunsaker, the junior. Jason Johnson, also a junior. The other 2 are the seniors. Nick Thompson down low, and Zach Jones getting just his 3rd career start here at UVU. He's been playing behind some excellent players. All right, now for the starting lineups, let's join Eric Allen, arena announcer.
You ready? Let's go. And now the starting lineup for our UVU Wolverines. At forward, a 6'9" senior from Clearfield, Utah, number 22, Nick Thompson. The other forward, a 6'8" senior from Phoenix, Arizona, number 24, Zach Jones. At center, a 6'9" junior from Bountiful, Utah, number 34, Big Ben Aird. At guard, a 6'3" junior from Reseda, California, number 11, Jason Johnson. And the other guard, a 6-foot junior from North Salt Lake, number 12, Holton Hunsaker. In his 11th season, head coach Dick Hunsaker, with assistants Mike Kelly, Steve Payne, Paul Moss, and Sean Detweiler.
20% skill, 80% beer, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill.
Wolverines coached by Dick Hunsaker in his 11th season here at Utah Valley. He's 197 wins against just 123 losses and 364 career wins. Ball State, University of Utah, here at UVU. Heck of a career he's had already. Right now, he's got his Wolverines poised, at least, to still contend for their 3rd straight Great West Conference title, but they've got to win this one. We talked about it before the break, Matt.
Yeah, really critical. Sitting at 1-3 right now and chasing, obviously, the Bronx tonight at 3-1. So, I think the Wolverines are probably well aware of their situation, but as is and as are the Bronx.
Just a 2-point game down in Edinburgh when these two played back on January 19th. Wolverines had a chance to win it at the buzzer. They missed that shot and committed a foul. That was all she wrote. But they play much better at home. Wolverines are 5-3 here at home. Meanwhile, Pan Am just 4-11 on the road. Wolverines control the opening tip. We're underway here in Orem, Utah. Great West Conference action coming your way right here on UVU TV. Zach Jones, the senior, misses that one and goes off of Pan Am, so it'll belong to the Wolverines.
Yeah, some good aggressive action there very early on, trying to get Holton coming off of a double screen, looking if that's not there, get that ball inside to Ben Aird. It wasn't there. A nice flash from Zach early on, and he's going to have an active role tonight.
Hunsaker's first touch and his first miss for the night. Hunsaker scored 18 points in the first meeting between these two before getting, he had most of those really early and got into foul trouble. Didn't play a whole lot of minutes in that first game between them, just basically 21 minutes out of the 40. Inside, Pan Am draws first blood.
Yeah, really nice pump fake there from Justin Leathers. He got Zach Jones up in the air and was able to get around him, but really nice use of the pump fake there.
Leathers, one of 3 players who had double figures against the Wolverines in Edinburgh. Nick Thompson tried to get it out to Zach. Turnover, Wolverines. Pan American. Fairly deliberate offense.
Yeah, doesn't look like they're trying to rush anything, and you see the active sets that they're running here. A lot of screening, a lot of ball handoffs. That's going to be the action that they run a lot tonight.
Voivonen, nothing there. Delgado will take the jumper, bury it. Jesus Delgado, senior from El Paso, 5-0.
And you see the Bronx, some type of full court press, not really trying to do any type of trapping, but maybe just slow the Wolverines down a little bit. They are dropping back into a man-to-man.
Wolverines have missed their first 2 shots. Make it their first 3. Jason Johnson missing that one. Well, 3 different players have missed for the Wolverines. Finally, Pan Am misses a shot. JJ coming back the other way, taking it all the way. He'll shoot a couple. Fouled on his way to the hole. That one's going to go against Justin Leathers.
Yeah, really nice job to spur that offensive transition there, and the opportunity for Jason Johnson was the transition defense. Wolverines took up a shot. Is going to see the replay here going aggressively into the middle, but Holton Hunsaker back in the defensive stance didn't allow Urbanus to get past him for the layup, and a forced shot, and the Wolverines were out and running, and that's what you have to do anytime there's a missed shot in transition or a bad or forced shot. You have to at least give the opportunity to convert that, and Justin did just that. Excuse me, Jason did just that.
Just over 2 minutes deep into this one for the Wolverines, finally on the board. A couple of free throws from JJ. 5-2, Pan American. Great West Conference matchup between these two. Both these teams moving to the Western Athletic Conference beginning July 1st. So they will see each other for the foreseeable future, at least twice a season. Way outside. Nope. A foul on the rebound.
I think you're going to have an over the back call here.
That one's going to go against Justin Leathers as well, his second.
See this trap once again. Like I said, doesn't look like it's trying to do any type of trapping, just maybe slow the Wolverines down, make them bring the ball up a little bit slower.
Nick Thompson to Jason Johnson, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Inside Ben Air.
Yeah, no surprise there. Very often at these home games and any Wolverine games that they play, they do try and get that ball inside, and Ben's been working hard, able to seal off the defender, and gets the nice and easy layup.
Jumper outside, no good from Delgado. Ball goes out of bounds, Wolverine basketball. Well, those 2 fouls on Leathers going to put him on the bench now for UTPA. Checking into the game is Ruben Cabrera, and I'm not so sure that's good news for the Wolverines. Cabrera only averages 7 points a game, but in the game against Utah Valley on January 19th, Cabrera lit him up for 19. Zach Jones, acrobatic catch, couldn't get the ball to go down though on the feed from Nick Thompson. Wolverines trying to climb back into this one, gave up the first 5 points. They've scored the next 4, but that foul going to be called on Jason Johnson.
And we highlighted in the pregame here the matchup that was going to be between Aaron Urbanus and Holton Hunsaker, but this is going to be another important matchup, and Jason Johnson guarding Brandon Provost. Brandon leads them in scoring, 14.5 points per game, so maybe Jason guards him the entire time. Whoever is on Brandon Provost is going to have a tough defensive assignment. Got away with a double dribble there too.
Urbanus kicks it up top to Cabrera. His first jumper. I don't think he missed the entire first half in Edinburgh, and he's already missed his first one here. Good sign if you're a Wolverine fan. 4.5 minutes deep into this first half. Ben Aird gives the Wolverines their first lead. 6-5. 6 straight points now for Utah Valley.
Yeah, and that was set up all by obviously a great pass inside there from Nick Thompson, but Ben set a great screen to Spring Holton coming out to the 3-point line, and because he set such a good screen, he was able to get open on the inside, and another easy layup.
Voivonen Brings it right back for a long 2. Well, the leads changed hands twice now. No stranger to lead changes are these two. Down in Edinburgh, 14 lead changes in that game. It was back and forth, nip and tuck the whole way. Expecting kind of the same thing here. Hunsaker. A little hand check foul going to be called against Aaron Urbanus. Urbanus claiming that Hunsaker threw an elbow. He's not going to get that call here at Orem. Just under 15 minutes to play. Wolverines down by 1, back in 60 on UVU TV.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
I'm Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
Here's the replay on that last one. Urbanus claiming that he got an elbow in the nose. He didn't commit the foul, and you know what? The officials want to come over here and take a look at the replay.
Yeah, I think exactly that's what they're going to replay, because as soon as the foul was called, you saw Urbanus come over to the bench and claim that he was hit with an elbow, but let's see the replay. I mean, there's nothing intentional there. I mean, you have the right. Holton has the right to swing that ball through. There's absolutely no foul there. That was no intentions, and you see the officials look at it for 5 seconds and step away. So,
well, not only that, it wasn't much of a foul on Urbanus. His nose just got in the way.
Yeah, I mean, and it looked like it wasn't, you know, his head didn't move or anything when he got hit, so must have just been a glance. Maybe he was saying that, you know, he thought it was an intentional elbow, but, you know, when you're a defender and you're up on someone like that, the offensive player has the right to swing his arms through and move the ball through. So, you know, that's something that Holton, no foul, no harm on his end.
Third team foul against Texas Pan American. Starting 5 for the Wolverines, still on the floor. Zach Jones. Goes over to fellow senior Nick Thompson. Out to JJ. 3-pointers, bottom.
Yeah, great possession there for UVU. They were doing a lot of screening, a lot of ball moving. A lot of moving without the basketball, and it was all within the three-point line. And Nick did a nice job of driving, and Jason did a really nice job of spotting on the three-point line.
Wolverines missed their first 3 shots. Since then, they're 3 of 4. And leading by 2. Cabrera, shot blocked by Big Ben. Ben Aird showing why he's leading the conference in block shots per game. Delgado driving in, can't get it to go. Rebound still being fought for. Nick Thompson comes away with it. Nick Thompson's 3rd rebound already in just 6 minutes. Ben Aird misses from outside, and a foul on the loose ball rebound. That one is going to go against Utah Valley. Zach Jones picks that one up.
Yeah, Zach was going in for the offensive rebound, but the defensive player, Josh Cleveland, stepped right in the way, and Zach gets called for the personal foul. I like the offensive sets that UVU is running. I mean, it's a lot of trying to get Holton coming off of screens that are either being set from Nick Thompson or from Ben Aird, and Holton will return the favor a lot of times, setting back screens and down screens for them as well. And that last possession, Ben got that jump shot at the junction, so a lot of nice offense so far for UVU.
They're working it inside again. Jump hook, short. Wolverine basketball. Texas Pan American now 3 of 11 shooting. Utah Valley 3 of 8. So neither team really lighting it up yet.
No, it's been a physical battle. You know, there haven't been many fouls called, but as you see, good anticipation there from Jamal Dantzler trying to get in the passing lane, but it's been pretty physical. You know, there's been a lot of screens set, and when you have a lot of handoffs and ball movement, it's going to be a pretty physical game. And I think once again, a really nice offensive possession there. Holton Hunsaker setting a great screen on the baseline. Nick Thompson comes off that just really tight and is right at the rim.
Thompson's first 2 points gives Utah Valley an 11-7 lead. Antoine Hosley's in the game for the Wolverines, by the way, replacing Zach Jones. Provost gives over. Dantzler outside, jumper won't go. Rebound Cabrera. Back over to Provost. Shot blocked by Jason Johnson. But the Bronx maintain wide open inside and missing the slam dunk. Josh Cleveland. Ouch. The junior out of Houston. Shaking his head. He knows it doesn't get much easier than that. Thompson against Cleveland.
A really nice possession there again. Nick gets that ball on the block and has the freedom. He had enough space where he could take the jump shot, which he did, but we've seen a lot of times he has the game where he can use his pump fakes and shot fakes and try and get to the basket.
Jumper outside will not go. Ben Air with the rebound. UVU on a 13-2 run right now.
Yeah, to me it's been spurred, not obviously with their offense, but their defense has been great, and the Bronx aren't able to get anything easy. The Wolverines are making it difficult.
Nick Thompson. Bottom. You don't see Nick Thompson take a lot of threes. That's just his 11th one this season. He actually leads the team and the conference in assists per game. 6'9" senior, showing he can hit the jumper from way outside. Another miss inside for Pan American. Hunsaker hits the deck. Travel is the call. That'll bring us to another media timeout. Holton Hunsaker seems to always be in the right place at the right time. 11:05 to play, first half. Wolverines up by 9.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
Utah Valley leading Texas Pan American by 9. Pan Americans missed their last 8 shots. Here's that replay, Matt.
Yeah, this is nice offensive rebound there, but I think the official did call a travel there. But it goes back to the point that we're talking about. I mean, Pan America is shooting 3 of 15 from the floor, and as you said, 0 for their last 8. So, that tells you that the Wolverines are making life difficult on the offensive end, and we can see how physical the Wolverines have been in the right position at the right time on just about every defensive possession. And the Bronx 2 leading scorers haven't even scored yet in the game, so that's another really great sign that their defense is honed in.
Hunsaker missing from outside. Pan American. I've already seen 10 players into this game for the Bronx. Not even halfway through the first half yet. Well, the Wolverines can't go that deep. They don't have 10 players available. three-pointer. That one is good. Jamal Danzler.
Yeah, good shot there at the buzzer, into the shot clock there. Wolverines played, 33 seconds of great defense and just the last two on the shot there. But, signs are encouraging here defensively.
Stopped a Wolverines 16-2 run. Antoine Hosley, one of the faster players in the Great West Conference. Little floater in the lane, won't go. Got his own rebound. Still can't get it to go. Wolverines are cooling off just a little tad. 6 of 14 shooting at 43%. While Pan Am 4 of 16. Nick Thompson with another rebound for UVU.
Yeah, tough shot there for Brandon Provost. That was good defense. It seemed like it was just an isolation play. Trying to give him some space on the perimeter. He created his own shot, but didn't miss. But they'll probably look to that a little bit more. Try and get him a little bit more involved. Get him some more isolation plays coming off screens. He's a great scorer for them.
Hosley missing from outside. Pan American controls. Looking to cut into that lead a little bit more. And that time Brandon Provost led Toivonen just a little bit too much.
And we've seen the urgency from the Bronx here. We're going to get some subs coming into the ball game here, but I think every time that the Bronx get the ball off of a defensive rebound or a turnover or an inbound, they're looking to push the ball up the floor. They have urgency to do so, and obviously the Wolverines have to make sure they get back in their transition defense.
Turnover Wolverines. 8.5 minutes to go here, first half in Orem. Provost dishes off. Danzler, long two. Holton Hunsaker pulls down the rebound.
And Holt did a nice job coming over there. As Antoine went for the pump fake, he came over and at the last second gave some shot pressure up there and went in and got the rebound.
Nick Thompson, he's having a heck of a first half. 7 points, 5 rebounds already. And add a turnover to his stat line.
Yeah.
As soon as I say that, I jinx for Nick Thompson.
Yeah, a little bit out of control there. I think he tried to drive and then got caught not knowing exactly what he wanted to do and lost control of the basketball. And I think they called a offensive foul there on Nick.
Both teams were trying to hustle in some subs into the game, and officials wanted to slow things down.
And you see how he sees he's got the defender out on him. He knows that he's a great ball handler. Just lost control of the ball before he was able to pass it off and gets called for the offensive charge.
Back to live action. Wolverines leading by 6. 7:45 left, first half. Urbanus throws up one-hander, won't go. Javi Enos into the game for the first time for the Wolverines. Zach Jones has it, backing in. Senior. Wolverines by 8.
Yeah, great move, just reading what the defense was doing. He took his time, he looked over his shoulder, saw that there wasn't any help coming from the weak side, realized that he could just step back and shoot over the defender, and that was a great move and hard to defend, nearly impossible to defend.
Driving in was Aaron Urbanus. He and Zach Jones both hit the deck hard, and it's going to be a charge against Urbanus. 7:03 to play, first half. Wolverines out by 8. 2 fouls on Urbanus.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Wolverines leading by 8. Ben Aird's been a big part of that.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at a couple of the replays here. And this is where I was talking about, you see how Ben goes to set a screen. Defender is caught looking, and he just slips that screen and is able to flash right in front of the rim and gets rewarded for it. So, you know, those two possessions, both of them, we've seen that, you know, Ben does something, sets up the basket or sets up the pass by a play that he makes even before the ball is in his hand. So, good job of him, and likely how the plays were drawn up.
Ben Aird now with 1,004 points in his UVU career, just a junior, as is this man with the basketball who just needs 14 points to reach the 1,000 plateau, Holton Hunsaker. And Ben Aird gets the tip.
You see Ben just on that shot goes up. He just goes right, head on the rim, right in front of the basket. You know, comes off soft. He's right in the perfect position. Big body. He's tough to block out, and you know, didn't have to jump very high. Put his hand up there and just tapped it right back up and in.
Ben Aird with 6 points. Reverse layup. Nice from Delgado.
Yeah, I don't know if the Wolverines got caught in the switch there, because Ben was guarding Delgado, and he did get beat on the baseline side. I think Coach Hunsaker was a little bit upset there wasn't any help from the weak side there, but didn't see quite what happened. Likely a switch through some of the offensive efforts of the Bronx.
Delgado leading scorer for Texas Pan American with just 5 points. Danzer on the bench with 3. Zach Jones. Before he gets the shot away, he is fouled from behind. Shaquille Hines, freshman out of Chicago. One of those 2 freshmen in the active lineup for Pan American.
Yeah, he sees that once again. He just taking his time, gives a little shimmy there with his left shoulder, and gets the defender no chance but to foul.
Wow, nice turnaround jumper from Zach Jones.
Well, we've seen this season he's got the opportunity to play a lot more. You know, obviously he is a senior, and you know, he's played a lot, and you can see the improvement that he's had during the games. I mean, some of these shots are unbelievably tough to defend, and you can see that he's playing with a lot of confidence, and you know, it comes as a result of playing so much.
Ben Aird 4 rebounds. Jason Johnson, nice assist from Holton Hunsaker. JJ and 1. Foul's going to be against Shaquille Hines. Back-to-back fouls against Hines. They've committed 6 fouls, have these Bronx, but 3 players have 2 each.
Yeah, we didn't quite see the action that took place at the top of the screen here, but watch the setup that Jason has. You see he just does a slight step outside the 3-point line. His defender wasn't in a good defensive stance. Jason read that all the way, and just a simple back cut to the basket.
Look at Big
there.
Ben.
Yeah.
Ben Aird, 6'9", tells me he's closer to 6'10" than 6'9", battling for that loose ball rebound.
I like what I've seen from the Wolverines a lot on the offensive end, is you're going to see Ben fall into the ground here, give an effort. But there's been a lot of screening, a lot of back cuts, a lot of ball fakes, pass fakes. I like the screening that the Wolverines are doing on the offensive end. It's doing really good things for them.
Hines misses the jumper. Zach Jones got him after he let go of the ball. Foul against Zach Jones. 4th team foul, 2nd on Zach. Usually when a player for the Wolverines picks up 2 fouls, he goes to the bench for the rest of the first half. Still got 5:08 remaining here. We'll see if Coach Dick Hunsaker elects to do that with senior Zach Jones.
I think you're going to get Ben. He's got some blood on him. Looks like he's got a bloody shoulder, a bloody elbow, probably from last 2 plays being on the floor.
Yeah, you see him in the corner being worked on by Andrew Nelson, trainer for Utah Valley.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to give a foul on the shot. I think the explanation was that he fouled the shooter after the shot. So likely the offensive player who took that shot came down and was fouled after that. So they're going to be inbounding the ball underneath.
So we're about set for action after Ben gets a little tape job. Well, Ben Aird herniated 2 discs in his lower back against Texas Pan American with about 3.5 to 4 minutes to play in the game down in Edinburgh. Missed the rest of the game. UVU was up when he went out, and they ended up losing. Already injured in this one. Let's hope that's the extent of the injuries for Ben tonight.
Yeah. And you can see, you know, it doesn't look like he's hurting out there, which is a good sign as well. You just watch these offensive possessions, how many screens, how hard they're coming off the cut. So you're going to get a defensive foul here on DeMarco Nash. Holton was coming off of a screen, and he tried to bump him coming off of it. But they're really crisp in what they're doing tonight. They're in the right spot setting those screens. They're coming off of them with great speed. You know, it's just it's fun to watch for those who like a lot of that off the ball, moving without the ball type of basketball.
7th team foul is going to put Holton Hunsaker at the free throw line. That's the guy that teams do not want to foul when you play the Wolverines. Holton Hunsaker, 3rd best in the nation right now at free throw shooting. And I do not believe in jinxes. Nothing I say affects a basketball. As I'm saying this very quietly.
Oh my goodness.
You are kidding me.
You need to start believing in them, because you cause a lot of them.
You're not the only person who's probably saying that right now, but you're probably the only person who's not related to Holton. Sorry. Utah Valley out in front. 24-12. They've doubled up Texas Pan American. Believe it or not, Pan American led this game 5-0. Since then, they really struggling from the floor. 5 of 24 shooting now.
Yeah, and it's been good to watch too defensively for UVU, because they've been aware. They've had great awareness, as you see Holton coming off the screen, knocking down the jump shot, but their defensive positioning has been just about as good as their offensive positioning, because as you mentioned, 5 of 24, they're shooting just under 21% for the game, and they haven't had a whole lot of easy shots. They haven't had a whole lot of easy baskets inside. Haven't had many layups, and so Wolverines are on their game tonight.
Coming up at halftime, we're going to have a chance to talk with Mike Jacobson. He's the athletic director here at Utah Valley University, and he'll have some interesting things to say, I'm sure, because he's out of here. He's announced his retirement after he's been here forever.
Yeah.
I think he laid the first bricks for this university, college, whatever it was. He's probably in the other room listening now.
Yeah.
He's going to come out and say, Jim, you jinx Holton, and then you claim I'm too old. Holton, by the way, that stopped 38 straight free throws, matches his freshman streak. He hit 38 straight as a freshman, 41 straight as a sophomore, and he hit 38 straight as a junior. Now he starts a new streak.
Pretty impressive.
And I'm not going to say another word about his streak ever again until he's done with the next one.
I think everybody will appreciate that.
I think I will appreciate that one. Taylor Brown into the game for the Wolverines, pulls down a rebound. Three and a half minutes to play here, first half. Wolverines out in front by 14. Expected a much closer game than this one. Hunsaker for 3, bottom. All right, he misses a free throw and comes back with 5 straight points for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and he came off of a flare screen there that was set by Ben, I believe it was, and he just set himself up perfectly. wasn't rushed at all, and set his feet. Pass was right on time, and it makes it so much easier when you can get that pass right on time as we get an illegal screen here from the Bronx.
That one's going to be called against Ruben Cabrera. Cabrera and Ben Aird were going at it inside. And Ben Aird was kind of happy about that call. 3:04 to play. Wolverines up by 17.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Utah Valley University playing here at the UCCU Center. The school was founded back in 1941, and no, Mike Jacobson was not there for that. Enrollment 32,000 plus, green and gold. Currently members of the Great West Conference. That will change on July 1st when they move into the Western Athletic Conference. They will be members of the WAC. Pretty excited about that. Coach Dick Hunsaker. Well, that's usually the look you get from Coach Dick Hunsaker when you say, hey, you're going to the WAC, and he just says, oh boy, we're going to have our hands full, aren't we?
You know, he's been through a lot here. He's seen a lot of changes with, you know, going from junior college to a university, switching conferences. So he's seen a lot, and you see what we've got here. The Bronx, Pan America have switched into, you know, what looks like a 1-2-2, almost a 3-2 type of zone. So see what adjustments the Wolverines make.
Hunsaker's got the hot hand. Wide open for an NBA three, front rim, missed it. Pan American on the run now. Tempo picking up just a bit. Ben Aird slapped that one away.
You know, a couple points here, Jim. Bronx have 4 points in the paint compared to UVU's 14. Pan America, they have 3 points off turnovers, 0 second chance points, 0 fast break points, and 3 points off of their bench. So, you know, that just shows that this has, you know, been pretty much a dominating first half for UVU.
UVU has surprised a lot of folks around the Great West Conference by going 1-3 in the first round, where they played the other 4 members of the conference. Lost to 3 of them, including the Bronx, by 2 points.
You know, we've talked about it a lot. It's been kind of an up and down season. I think anyone who follows the program, or you know, some of the coaches may feel that way too. It's just kind of been up and down. They're searching and trying to get a little bit of that consistency, and you know, have an opportunity with the last several games here in the season to put together a nice string of games.
Nick Thompson takes a seat, 7 points, 6 rebounds, working on yet another double-double. Ben Aird, not bad first half either, 6 points, 5 rebounds. Texas Pan American, 2 minutes to go till halftime, down by 17 points. This is the biggest lead for the Wolverines. Danzler dishes off. Inside shot won't go. Pan Am can't buy a basket. Ben Aird coming down hard on top of Cabrera that time. Ben Aird being called for his first foul. 6th team foul.
See the battle inside. I mean, absolute battle. Ball comes off the rim, and you know, really nice pump fake there from Cabrera, getting the defense up, and you know, Ben fouled hard enough not to give him a chance for a 3-point play. But you know, we mentioned in the pregame talking about rebounding. I believe that gives Pan America 5 offensive rebounds. So you know, they are giving up some second chance opportunities and some second chance rebounds.
Cabrera's free throw stops a 9-0 run. Cabrera, 56% free throw shooter on the season on a team that shoots just 61% from the charity stripe, dead last in the Great West Conference. Second one, also good.
Yeah, see what they do here. You know, look at the defense. They're trying to double team Holton. They're going to definitely try and get the ball out of his hands. You know, that just gives other players the opportunity to bring the ball back. They'll probably fall back into this 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone, however you want to define it.
Minute and a half.
The key for the offense is not get complacent. You know, stay aggressive, use your ball fakes, use your pass fakes. There's going to be a lot of space in the zone. When you have the opportunity, drive and penetrate into that space.
5 seconds to shoot. Jason Johnson missing from outside. Cabrera hauling down a rebound.
And from the defensive perspective for the Bronx, that's exactly what you want. They go to that zone. The last 2 possessions, 2 long 3-point shots for UVU.
Coming up on 1 minute to play here, first half. Bronx looking to go into halftime with a little momentum. Ben Aird pulling down another rebound. 6 for him now. And Coach Dick Hunsaker jumps off the bench, wants to take a quick little timeout. 29-14. Wolverines up by 15 points right now. If you joined us late, Wolverines trailed early 5-0. Then the Wolverines ran off 6 straight points and pushed that out to a 16-2 run to lead at 16-7. Pan American really, until those two, well, they haven't had back-to-back baskets really since they started the game.
Yeah, you know, it's been tough on the offensive end for them. You know, shooting 18% in the first half here, so you know, definitely not what they're used to. And go back to the point we mentioned that Provost, their leading scorer, and Urbanus, their second leading scorer, haven't scored a basket. So you know, kudos to the individual defensive effort. And you know, 55 seconds left here. You're going to see this full court pressure again. Don't know if it's going to be a man, but I would be surprised if they didn't fall back into a zone again, because you know they have slowed the Wolverines down, and you know they have forced them into those long shots, and they get what they want, a turnover.
Ben Aird going to be called for that foul. That's going to be 2 on Big Ben. That's not what the Wolverines wanted to see just before halftime.
Yeah, and that was a tough play because Taylor Brown got that ball in the absolute worst spot that you want to get it, right in the corner. He was pressured in the corner, got double teamed. He tried to pass over the double team, and you see the steal by the Bronx, and you get Jamal Dantzler going to the basket, and Ben Aird gets the foul. So you know, the Bronx have definitely picked up some momentum here. Wolverines need to take care of the basketball. Don't rush. Don't get into a hurry, and run what you know. Maybe they drew up a play in that last huddle, in that last timeout, and see if they run that. I think it's important for them to get a basket.
5 straight points from Texas Pan American matches their longest streak of the game. They started with 5. 28 seconds game clock, 13-second shot clock. Taylor Brown to Ben, wide open. Hosley, corner, 3, missed it. Shot clock is off. Pan American can play for the last one. Holton knocks that one out of bounds. Holton Hunsaker spends as much time horizontal in a basketball game as any player I've ever seen.
Yes, he does. You know, if there's a chance for the ball, he's going to certainly dive after it.
You're too young to remember Pete Rose. He was a baseball player.
I remember the clip of him in the All-Star game, right? Taking out that catcher.
Goodness gracious!
And how he'd always go full speed, diving into third base or any base that he was going into.
Face first. The clip. You've seen the clip?
I've seen the clip.
Oh my goodness. Wolverines got 5 seconds after that miss. Hosley's going to take it all the way. And that's how these two teams will head to the locker room. Antoine Hosley taking it coast to coast, and the Wolverines leading it at halftime, 31-17. It was a very interesting first half. Hometown boys playing pretty doggone good. Back with the halftime show after this.
Costa Vida was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything, from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Back at the UCCU Center in Orem, Utah, Jim McCullough along with Matt Peterson, the Wolverines playing at home, where we mentioned they play pretty doggone well at home, and boy, they played pretty doggone well in that first half. They're 5-3 this season, but they're just taking care of business against the Bronx at halftime, 31-17. Your opinion there, former player of your alma mater?
Well, I think it's been a very efficient first half for the Wolverines, and I probably mentioned it too much, but on both sides of the court. You look at the Wolverines shooting 50% from the field, 43% from the three-point line. They've only shot 4 free throws, but I think it's been a very efficient first half, and they've only turned the ball over 4 times, and they haven't looked rushed. They haven't really forced anything. I think it's just been a well-rounded game. I think at the very end there, obviously the Bronx made a run, and they fought back and got it within 14 points that we're looking at here. But overall, a pretty efficient first half on both sides of the ball for UVU.
Efficient, I like that. Tell me what we're looking at.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of, what I like to focus on here is a lot of things that lead to the play. And you see a lot of just good action, ball screens, reading the defense, not forcing anything. The passes that go where they go are on time, right where they need to be, when they need to be there. You see hustle. We saw Ben on the floor, Holton on the floor. There's just been a lot of really good action from both teams. We talked about Pan America and their struggles, obviously only shooting 20% from the field, and their 2 leading scorers being held in check. But I think that the Wolverines have executed really well offensively, and once again, just look at all these screens that are being set, the things that go on before the play actually takes place, before the basket is scored, and that's really fun to look at and watch for me.
Yeah, you talk about their 2 leading scorers, Provost and Urbanus, 0 for 6 between the 2 of them. There's a couple of selected stats to throw up there, Matt. What jumps out at you?
Well, Wolverines shooting 50% from the field. They have rebounded the ball really well off of a lot of missed shots from the Bronx, and 3 of 7 from the three-point line. I don't think they've forced any three-point shots. And you see there 6 of 30, 17 rebounds for Pan America, and only 5 attempts for them. But going back to the fact that their 2 leading scorers haven't scored a basket, are 0 of 6 between the 2 of them. They've struggled, and credit goes to the Wolverine defense on that. But they're going to come out aggressive. I bet you can believe that as far as what we can expect in the second half.
Pan American's leading scorer was Jamal Danzler in that first half with 6. Meanwhile, for Utah Valley, Jason Johnson leading the way with 7 points. Ben Aird with 6. Nick Thompson also chipping in 7 points and 6 rebounds. Ben Aird 6.6 rebounds. So both Nick Thompson and Ben Aird staring at a double-double in this game again. Zach Jones 4 points in that first half. Holton Hunsaker a quiet 5 points. Again, Holton just needing 14 points in this game to join that 1,000 point club. And then Antoine Hosley closing out the first half with the last 2 points. Wolverines leading at halftime over Texas Pan American 31-17 in Great West Conference action. We have a very special guest now joining us courtside. UVU fans will recognize him. He's been here forever, it seems like. I mentioned earlier that athletic director Mike Jacobson might have been around to lay some of the first bricks on this campus. I figured you'd hear about that from somebody, so I'd go ahead and let you know that I said that. I'm taking that back now, by the way. This is athletic director Mike Jacobson, retiring now this summer. Tell me about that decision, young man.
Well, I have laid a lot of bricks on this campus. Let me
we better not talk about that.
Jimmy, it's just one of those things that, there's only so much you can continue to do, and I still have a lot of great things that need to be done in our athletic department here, but that's not going to end. We still have a long ways to go, a lot of things to catch up with. you know, the program is in a really good place right now, just being in the WAC, and they're really solid financially, and our facilities are in a good shape. And it's just time. My wife and I, she's been following me around now for about 47 years professionally, 29 years here, and so there's definitely some other things she wants to do and that I want to do and we need to do. So it's just time that we move forward and have some new experiences.
47, I guess the honey-do list is quite long for you. Now look at the resume, folks, for Mike Jacobson, who's the athletic director here at UVU. Yeah, you announced your retirement just last month. 29 years here at UVU. Junior College West Region Athletic Director of the Year back in 2000. You ushered UVU into Division I status back in 2003, and now you've led Utah Valley into the Western Athletic Conference, which will start July 1st. Your wife you talked about, wonderful woman, Alice, 4 children and 14 grandchildren. Timing of this, you're done the end of June. You will not be here when UVU goes into the WAC. What's the timing issue on this deal?
You know, well, the June 30th, that's just the culmination of my 29th year. So as far as retirement goes, you know, I need to work, you know, up through that period of time.
So the going into the WAC didn't have anything to do with it the
I
next
mean, if
day?
anything, going into the WAC the next day is all the more reason for me to stay around so I could, you know, be a part of that. You know, being in the WAC is going to be such a great thing for our school, for our student athletes, for our program. You know, we've got 9 schools now that's going to compete in the WAC, you know, this next year, starting July 1st. And so yeah, it's going to be really a good thing, and I'd love to be a part of it. But like I said before, there's never a right time. There's never a good time for me to retire, but this just seems to be like the best time right now. 29
years at one place. Not a single athlete at UVU currently was even born when you became athletic director here. Tell me what the place was like when you started here.
Well, we didn't have this building for sure. You know, we had 4 athletic programs. We had no indoor facilities. We had no full-time employees except me.
Really?
I had a work-study secretary, administrative assistant, and they remodeled the old custodial room for me to have an office. And
I'm sorry, I find that humorous for some reason.
And we've built something new every year in the way of facilities in 29 years. We've built something new all the time.
Well, from the looks of things, you still got a lot of litter bugs here at UVU because
well, they're all trying to win this trip to Disneyland. I'm surprised you haven't thrown a few planes out there to take some of your grandkids. Is that what that is?
You throw a paper airplane, and if you get right to the center court, you win a trip to Disneyland?
You know, it needs to get somewhere. They've got those, I don't know for sure what you had to hit, but somebody that was the closest to something won a round trip to Disneyland for your family.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Now, you have seen promotions like this really build the fan enthusiasm, because sometimes when the teams are not playing so well, it's promotions that pull them in. Sometimes, quite frankly, the basketball team has played pretty doggone well, and you haven't had to have promotions like this. But you've seen it all.
I think you always need to have something to get the fans interactive with what's going on. And you know, we've got, looks like what, about 4,000 people here tonight, you know, to the game. Great attendance on a snowy, cold, wintry night, and we're happy with that. And I think when they come and you see all the things that's going on here, that just helps to create a more total experience for everybody. And I think it's what brings a lot of people back. Of course, the basketball game is the most important to a lot of us, but to some people, all the amenities that are part of it's the most important part. And so we're going to do whatever we can to build a strong fan base, and it gets better every year. I think in the short period of time you've been working with us, you've seen how it's improved and got better. And next year, as we compete in the WAC and as we're competing for an automatic qualifying bid, I just think you're going to see the roof come off this place, and we're going to have great attendance.
Mike Jacobson, athletic director. They're telling me we're pretty much out of time. On behalf of UVU fans everywhere, young man, I do want to say thank you very much for just a lifetime of dedicated service to this place. You have made this what it is, and I'm not sure there's anybody else that I'm aware of on this planet who could have done what you did here at Utah Valley.
A lot of people could have done it. You keep calling me young man, and we'll keep you around for a while, Jimmy, so that's okay.
That's a deal. Athletic director Mike Jacobson. You'll see him for the rest of his life here, but he'll be in civvies. We'll take a break. Wolverines leading at halftime.
Come join the student section and cheer for the mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
Back in Orem, Utah, Jim McCullough, along with Matt Peterson. Wolverines at home with a 14-point lead, set to start that second half. Ben Aird, a major player in that first half, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Ben Aird now with 1,006 points in his UVU career. Some more stats for you, Matt. Look at that field goal shooting percentage. That 20% for Texas Pan American is 6 of 30.
Yeah, it's been rough, and you see they've got a lot of shots. They haven't turned the basketball over. They've only got 4 turnovers, so you know that they're getting shots up, and they've got 3 assists. So it's been tough on them offensively. I'll just make a quick point of what I would guess was said in the locker room for UVU. Obviously, probably going to be commended on how well they did in that first half. But obviously there's a second half to play, and when you have your 2 leading scorers who do not score, they lead the team in scoring for a reason, and when they haven't scored, they're going to come out and they're going to be extra aggressive. You'll probably see the ball in their hands more often. They're going to be more aggressive in driving and trying to draw fouls, get them untracked somehow, some way. They're going to try and get their team back in the ball game, because it's highly unusual what we've seen from them the first half. And as a team, I would venture to say too that it's probably unlikely that they're going to shoot 20% in the second half. Again, shoot 6 of 30. So Wolverines have to be aware of that and have to be prepared. They've done a great job in the first half. They need to continue that energy and that momentum into the second.
A little bit of foul trouble for both these teams. 3 players on each team with 2 fouls in that first half. For the Wolverines, Nick Thompson, Ben Aird, and Zach Jones, all 3 starters. For Texas Pan American, Justin Leathers, Aaron Urbanus, and Shaquille Hines with 2 each. Zach Jones, Holton Hunsaker, Jason Johnson, Ben Aird, and Nick Thompson will start the second half for Utah Valley. Meanwhile, Provost, Urbanus, Toivonen, Delgado, and Leathers.
And you may see the Bronx try and pick up the pace a little bit. That be getting out in transition. When they get the ball off of a miss or off of a turnover, look to them to be extra aggressive going in the offensive end.
Delgado wastes little time going to the hole, and UVU committing their first foul. Ben Aird picks up number 3. All right, now foul trouble could become crucial. Yeah, UVU's safely in front at the moment. 31-17.
Yeah, you see kind of everybody turn, everybody drawn, looking at Urbanus. As he drove the baseline, nobody really stepped up to stop him, and you get Delgado being aware, seeing that space on the floor, just filling that space, and a nice dump-off pass from Urbanus.
3 fouls on Ben Aird, and nothing moving on the Wolverines sideline for any replacement. So Big Ben might stay out there.
He's likely going to stay out there, and so obviously he cannot foul, because if he does, he's probably going to be coming out of the ball game. So he's got to play extra smart. On the defensive end, obviously he can't foul, but he can't pick up any type of offensive foul either.
Jason Johnson missing. Held ball. Possession arrow goes Wolverines' direction.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass there from Nick Thompson. The Bronx have picked up their pressure. They were a little bit more aggressive there, maybe looking to trap if they had the opportunity, but I like the aggressiveness. It's somewhat easy to break a trap, and that's why most teams don't do it that often, is because it can be pretty easy to break as Holt hits that basket on the baseline.
Long two-pointer from Holton Hunsaker. He's got 7 points now, just 7 points away from 1,000 in the career. There's no way I could jinx that. Floater cutting back the other way. Offensive rebounds for Texas Pan American. Seem to be a little bit more energized here in the second half than they started the game.
Yeah, and they have to be, because they don't want to just rely on what they did in the first half. But the Wolverines have countered that too, because they've stayed aggressive. They haven't taken it easy in any way.
Urbanus. That was a 3. Well, they come out with some spunk. 33-22.
And you see Urbanus gets a shot less than a minute and a half into the second half. So that was off of the turnover from UVU. No way to get back in transition and get set, and Urbanus made him pay.
Inside to Big Ben. Double team stripped away. Turnover Wolverines. Provost gives over to Leathers. 7-2 start here in the second half for Texas Pan American.
And you see, to your point, Jim, they are the much more aggressive team. You can just see it, and you can see it out on the court. They're energized when they make a basket. They're wanting to get into that press. They're wanting to get into that trap. You'll see just late rotations from UVU off of the easy push, and that's an easy layup. We didn't see that ever in the first half. We didn't see an easy basket like that. We didn't see them get out and in transition like that. So Coach Hunsaker calls a timeout, going to make sure that he refocuses the team.
Texas Pan American, they finished that first half on a 5-2 run. Now they're on a 7-2 run. There's the look at the profile for Pan American again, located down in Edinburgh with 19,000 students. The Bronx, members of the Great West Conference, going to the Western Athletic Conference next year, as well as Chicago State out of the Great West Conference, and Utah Valley. Houston Baptist and NJIT, the only 2 teams not going to the Western Athletic Conference, which I think was it yesterday they announced they're also adding UMKC, Kansas City, to the mix.
Wow. With the start of this second half, anytime you see teams at really whatever professional level and whatever sport that you're playing, 2 things that really hurt you is you take bad shots in basketball, and Wolverines haven't really done that, but you turn the basketball over, and the Wolverines have turned the basketball over to start the second half, and that's led to some easy baskets. And you see the Bronx switching it up once again, going back to this 1-2-2, 3-2 zone.
Zach Jones a little too hard. Urbanus wasting no time. Nick Thompson pulling down the rebound, his 7th. Inside feed, they try to get it to Zach, stolen away. That time Leathers jumped in front of that bounce pass.
Another turnover. It's a needless turnover too. I mean, he didn't have a proper angle. He needed to dribble over on the wing a little bit further, improve his angle to pass inside. The defender was right on top.
Another rebound from Nick. Wolverines, as you mentioned, 3 turnovers here in the second half. They had 4 the entire first half, and we played, what, 3 something?
Yeah, it's amazing how many times we see it, Jim. Just the script is flipped at halftime.
Yep.
And one team that plays so well in the first half struggles at times in the second half, and Pan America just absolute opposite.
Ben Aird with those 3 fouls, still working it offensively. Ben's got 8 points.
Yeah, much needed basket there, and pre-work there by Ben. He knew what he had to do when he needed to do it. Ducking in when that ball was being reversed, he was already improving his position, and that makes that finish so much easier.
Zach Jones went for the block from behind. Zach will be called for the foul. For Zach Jones, that's going to be foul number 3. So now 2 of Utah Valley's big men, Ben Aird and Zach Jones, with 3 each.
Yeah, and the Broncs are being pretty active, whether or not it's posting up inside, get an object coming on the floor here, but you see the replay of just a simple post up. There was no double team help that came over for the Wolverines. No help that came over, and Leathers just was able to back down Zach, and Zach fouled him at the last minute. Last second, I should say.
At the free throw line, Justin Leathers, junior from Kansas City, had 11 points in the first matchup between these two teams back on January 19th. Tonight, 4 points. That's the first miss for Texas Pan American from the free throw line. They're now 5 of 6 as a team.
You see what they're doing here too. They're putting their big guy, in this case Leathers, he's pressuring the inbounder, and then he's looking to go over and trap, and see when they don't get that first trap, they're just falling back. So Wolverines have done a nice job of not turning the ball over. They had one in the first half, but not turning the ball over on those backcourt traps and full court presses.
Jason Johnson tries to feed it into Ben. Another turnover for the Wolverines. Urbanus pushes it up, gives it for the easy layup to Provost.
Harping back on what we said at the beginning of the second half here, a lot of times you see teams pick up momentum and gain momentum by getting out in transition, and Pan America's had numerous baskets here out in transition and just being rewarded for their hustle.
Zach Jones, nice feed. What an assist.
Yeah, that's a great pass because the defense is so concerned. Zach set the first leg of a double screen for Holton Hunsaker to come off of it. The defense gets so concerned with that they forget about the screeners, and we saw a similar play with Ben in the first half. Zach just, flared or slipped the screen after he set it.
15.5 minutes to play. Delgado. Well, both teams starting to warm up here in the second half. First half was kind of slow moving.
Yeah, and Pan America's getting a lot of their shots here in the second half off of the dribble. They're not settling for any long three-point shots, but they're getting their shots off of the dribble, getting defenders in the air and driving and penetrating and pulling up for jump shots.
Feed. Ben Aird lost the handle. Yet another turnover for the Wolverines. Under 15 minutes.
And Zach is going to pick up his 4th foul.
4 fouls on Zach Jones of UVU. Coach Dick Hunsaker cannot be happy with what he is seeing coming out of the locker room. 37-29. Wolverines out. Don't go away. This one is heating up here in Orem.
Best benefit for taking summer classes is they have a chance to get into their program sooner.
Tuition is cheaper for non-resident students. Parking is more accessible.
It's a little bit more relaxed here at UVU during the summer, and I think that that's good for some students.
If they're really looking for that individualized experience with a faculty member, summer is a great time to get in and really meet with someone.
I'd say the biggest benefit is that they get smaller class sizes.
Smaller class sizes.
The classes are smaller.
You have smaller classes.
Wolverine Track is a program that's on UV Link that gives students access to see immediate results of their progress, to see how their classes are fitting into their degree requirements, to see what they should be taking next.
Summer semesters are better. I've seen the success of my students personally, and I've seen that they like it a lot better.
Students need to come to us because we're their best friends. We're the people on campus who are going to help them the most in getting where they want to go.
Ben Aird doing everything he can to keep the Wolverines out front, but their one-time 17-point lead has been whittled away down to just 8-point lead now. 37-29. Ben with 7 rebounds tonight, 8 points. Only missed 1 shot. but he's hampered with 3 fouls right now, so he can't be as aggressive as he would like to be.
Yeah, he's going to have to play a lot. You know, he's going to have to play smart. Not that he normally doesn't, but just when you have fouls, you got to play a lot smarter. A couple points here, Jim. The Wolverines are 3 of 5 from the field in the second half. They're shooting, 60% early on here. They just had 5 turnovers, and off of those 5 turnovers, the Bronx have turned it into 13 points. They've got 13 points off of those turnovers.
On that missed shot, Antoine Hosley hit the deck hard away from the ball. He is injured. Trying to stay into the game, but finally the official looks to the sideline and says he's good to go. Antoine hit the deck pretty hard. See,
oh yeah, got hit in the eye. I don't think it was intentional. To me, that didn't look intentional, but yeah, definitely got
goodness,
whacked in the eye.
Boy, you might want. You don't think that was intentional?
I don't know. Maybe I was assuming not, but they may look at that. I don't know.
Cabrera. Oh my goodness.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, what are you doing with your right hand there?
Yeah, and he was looking at.
Folks, the officials have called for a replay. They're going to see the exact one you're going to see. What we feed them is what we feed you. Here it is right here. Boom. Oh, the officials had the same reaction we did. They just went, oh. They want to see this again and again. Cabrera might be in a little trouble on this one. Well, he didn't have his hand in a fist. It's not like.
Yeah, the thing that I question, I mean, it's hard to determine what intent is. They're gonna look at it, but it's hard to say. I mean,
the more I look at it, I don't think it was intentional.
Yeah, because he's not. Cabrera does not know that he's coming off of the screen there. He doesn't know where he's going. You can see that he's trying to move his arm.
He's getting ready for a pass.
Yeah, he's getting ready to cut to the basket. I mean,
because watch the ball. He thought the ball was coming to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough call. I don't know what they're going to rule on that. My initial thought was that it wasn't intentional. But, really, it's hard to say what was intentional and what was not because you never really know. But, to me, like you said, he didn't put a fist in there. I don't know if he thought that. I don't know if he thought that Antoine was going to be coming that tight off of the screen because you see, look, at the last minute he kind of comes around. I don't know. Tough to say there.
Well, they wanted to look at it again, and they did. Cabrera's trying to explain what happened to his teammates. The officials are still talking about what they're going to do here. The fact that they're talking about it this long tells me they're going to call a foul.
Yeah.
Then again, I've been known to be wrong once or twice. All right, officials are going to talk to both head coaches now. You'll be able to tell from Ryan Mark's reaction what the call was. Yeah, he's saying he's going for the ball. I don't think the head coaches are able to see the monitors that we have here. Different angle for them. And they are not allowed to go to the officials' monitor.
Yeah, and you see Cabrera and Ben Air talking about it, and I don't know. That's really tough. It's really tough position for the officials to be in there right there. But I don't know if they called a technical intentional foul. What it was that they flagrant foul.
Flagrant foul on Cabrera. His second. Antoine Hosley, who gets hit in the eye, has to go make the free throws.
Yeah, and you never want to see that, but I think we've talked about it enough. But you can see, geez, on that replay there that we just saw from Antoine, looks like he's eyes a little bit red there.
I'm surprised he was able to stay out there. Here it is one more time. Caught him in the left eye.
Yeah.
But Antoine Hosley still on the floor. Back to live action. Wolverines now out in front by 10 after Pan American had chipped it down to 8. Ben aired inside. Feed from Nick Thompson again. Wow.
Yeah, that time the Bronx went into a 2-3 zone, and anytime you can get someone with size and passing ability, you could just put them at that free throw line, allow them to have some freedom, and that's exactly what Nick did. And the defense just didn't react in time, and he passed that ball right inside the Ben.
Jumper outside for 3 will not go. Just Jason Johnson pulled that one down. Nick Thompson, Ben Aird, 8 rebounds each. Ben Aird, 10 points. Nick Thompson, 7. Hunsaker 7, Johnson 7. Just under 14 minutes left here at the UCCU Center. It's been heating up here in the second half. JJ for 3, bottom. His second tray of the evening.
Yeah, Wolverines have done a nice job responding to the run that the Bronx have put on them. You know, they've done a much better job defensively, and you know, they haven't turned the basketball over. And we talked about how in the game they shot so well, but more specifically here in the second half.
Delgado driving layup. Good. Delgado hassling Ben Air just a little bit. 44-31. 13-point lead. Wolverines have led by as many as 17. And Evans led by as many as 5. That's when it was 5-0. Pan American first place in the Great West Conference. Nick Thompson misses that 3. Ben Air hits the deck hard. He and Cabrera just get mixed up, I'm telling you. Almost every play it seems like Cabrera getting called for that foul.
Yeah, there's a lot of physical play inside, and when you get a long three-point shot, they're both inside, they're both battling for position. And so Ben, I think, had the inside position. You're going to see the long three-point shot. You should see Ben come into the screen. Yeah, it definitely has position, and you see him, as you see, just get run over, barreled over there. So nice job of crashing the offensive glass.
Holton Hunsaker does a couple laps around the rim. Going back the other way, Pan American. It was the 3rd foul against Cabrera, by the way. JJ missed that one, or excuse me, Pan American misses that one. Antoine Hosley, shot partially blocked. Nick Thompson going to be called for the little reach-in foul.
Yeah, that's
his 3rd.
Yeah, that's a critical mistake right there by Nick, because there's no reason to try and take that ball away. I know he got the jump ball underneath a little bit earlier, but when you have 2 fouls, that's just a silly foul because you're how far away from the basket. It's just not needed.
Well, we mentioned the pregame show that Wolverines suffered some foul trouble down in Edinburgh against these guys when Holton Hunsaker only got 21 minutes of playing action that night. Had 18 points in 21 minutes. Hunsaker averages 33 minutes a game. He was on the bench for almost exactly half of the game. Wolverines lost that one by just 2.
We haven't talked much about the defensive efforts from an individual person, but you know, Jason Johnson has given a great individual defensive effort on Brandon Provost tonight.
Speaking of which, JJ comes up with the loose ball. Hosley thought better about that drive. Hanging jumper. Pan American with it. Wolverines 5 of 11 this half. Pan American 6 of 14.
Yeah, I think Coach Hunsaker was a little unhappy there with that shot from Antoine because he wanted that ball pulled out, and you can see why. You know, he got a good shot in the paint, but he missed it, and then within 5 seconds, the Bronx are out and running and laying the basketball up.
Well, after the Bronx cut it to within 8 at 37-29, the Wolverines went on a 7-0 run, but now 4 straight points going back the other way. Aaron Urbanus picks up his 3rd foul. So now you got all sorts of stars on both these teams and some foul trouble here in the second half with 11:25 to play. Urbanus with 3.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
At the UCCU Center, Great West Conference matchup, Wolverines leading the Bronx by 11 with 11:25 to play. Dick Hunsaker, as you mentioned, probably not too thrilled with his Wolverines here in the second half. He's been around for 30 years in college basketball. He was the Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year at the University of Utah back in 2001. Utah Valley named him their head coach a couple of years after that. And he's been the Great West Conference Coach of the Year the last 2 seasons as his Wolverines have won back-to-back regular season Great West Conference championships. Only way to do that this year is to win out. Still going to need a little help. They got to start with this one, though.
The Bronx switching up their defense, going back to a 3-2 again.
Jason Johnson.
That's such a smart play there, because you know that the defender has to chase out to you on the 3-point line. And he had the opportunity to take that 3-point shot, but with the defender chasing, going one direction, he puts up a simple fake, goes the opposite direction, and just knocks down a steady, easy jump shot.
Turnaround jumper off the glass from Cleveland will not go. Ben Aird pulls down his 9th rebound. 1 rebound away now from a double-double for Ben Aird. Nick Thompson, 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. Well, not going to get that assist that time. Threw it away. Turnover.
Yeah, tough there. Definitely trying to lob it over Cleveland on the inside, but he just jumped up. He's got great length. Probably an ill-advised pass at that point.
I was going to say it's not out of the realm of possibilities. He gets a triple-double.
Yeah.
Laying it up and in on the miss. Josh Cleveland. Van Amp hanging tough on the road. Team from South Texas got in here just in time to see about 4 or 5 inches of snowfall during the last 24 hours, and they're predicting more. Hunsaker. Nothing but ice water in his veins.
Yeah, a couple great screens set from Nick Thompson and Ben Aird. Those screens were set, to me, look like 15 feet apart, so it just makes it so hard for the defender to chase when you're coming off a screen, running full speed, getting screened twice, and you didn't really have much help from the last screener there.
Off the glass, another bank shot going down. Wolverines down by up by 12. 9.5 minutes to play. Hunsaker now 10 points, just 4 shy of 1,000 on his UVU career. Enos. Over to Holton. Nick Thompson outside. Enos for 3. Bottom! Enos, junior out of Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, this is a great shooting lineup for UVU too. They've got Holton, they've got Jason, Keave who can shoot the 3, Ben Aird can shoot the 3, and Nick Thompson can shoot the 3. So they set a lot of screens, space the floor. You see Holton getting in the passing lane there, but this is a good shooting lineup for the Wolverines, and Nick Thompson makes the play, gets a nice assist to Keave in the corner, and he knocks it down.
52-37. Last time Pan Am led, it was 5-4. Provost with 4 points, all here in the second half. Chases down the loose ball here in front of our position, courtside. 3 seconds to shoot. Hanging jumper, no good. And I don't know who they're going to credit that one with. Ben Aird had it, ended up in the hands of Nick Thompson, though. They give it to Ben. He's got his double-double. No, they give it to Nick Thompson. 9 points, or excuse me, 9 rebounds, 7 points. 8 assists for Nick Thompson. Wolverines have seen a lot of individual performances this year that have been spectacular, but all in losing causes. Foul being called on that drive. That one's going to go against Shaquille Hines.
Yeah, kind of a clear out isolation play. Jason just quick move there and splits the defense there, and obviously gets the foul called. And once again, this lineup is a good shooting lineup, but you'll see the Wolverines, with this lead, they don't need to force anything. They'll space the court. They'll try and get their opportunities when they have them, but they're not going to force anything at this point. And you just see how spaced they are. They're setting screens. They just want to use that clock and be smart with the basketball.
20 seconds on the shot clock for the Wolverines. 7:45 the second half game clock. Venus over to Holton. 10 seconds to shoot. Feeds inside to Ben. Blocked hard. Danzler went up. Once Ben saw Danzler was off his feet, sort of ducked under him and knew he was going to get fouled. Danzler's first foul. Timeout on the floor. Wolverines leading 52-37. Ben Aird will be shooting a couple when we come back.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Wolverines leading. Lots of three-pointers by both these teams being attempted. 11 each. Wolverines have made 6. Texas Pan American has made 3. Keavi lighting it up.
Yeah, and you see the spacing, you see the playmaking. You know, someone drives, defense collapse in, it leaves your shooters open, and you know that's part of the battle. The other is knocking down the shots, and the Wolverines have done that.
We haven't talked about it much because they've only hit 3, but Texas Pan American is the 36th best three-point shooting team in the country at 38%, led by Brandon Provost, who hits 43%. He's 13th best individually in the country in three-point shooting.
Yeah.
Provost tonight 0 of 3 from beyond the arc.
Well, and you know, it's just unbelievable to me that he only has 3 points and Urbanus has 1 point, and you know, that's.
Yeah, the latest is 4 to 3.
Excuse me, I didn't have. Oh, I was looking at points. I was looking at rebounds for both. 4 points for Provost, 3 points for Urbanus. You know, either way, equally impressive.
That one will not count. Taylor Brown of UVU was in the lane just a little bit early for the Wolverines. So it remains 53-37. Ben Aird, 11 points. Jason Johnson leading the scoring attack with 12. Holton Hunsaker also in double digits for the Wolverines with 10. Meanwhile, Delgado's got 13. Next leading scorer for Pan Am is Danzler with 6. Delgado. That jumper won't go. Ben Aird will be credited for his 10th rebound, and he's got the double-double. Holton Hunsaker can't get it to go. Foul by DeMarco Nash. Hunsaker will be at the free throw line looking. I'm not going to say a word.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Sure. Yeah. You see the replay there. Holton using just normal shooting motion there, drawing the foul. I think there comes a point at every game is you're going to see several subs coming back in for the Bronx as Holton shoots the free throw. But I think there comes a point, obviously, when you realize that when you're down by 17 points, as the Bronx are at this point, that if there's going to be a run, it's going to have to be now. They can't waste much more time. So you're likely going to see a lot of hard drives to the basket. You're likely going to see some three-point shots, trying to make up time, trying to make up points, and that's the way that you do it, pushing that ball, driving hard, and maybe some long three-point shots.
Holton Hunsaker's got 12 points, tying Jason Johnson for team high honors. Wolverines with their biggest lead of the night at 18. Three-pointer is good from way outside. Justin Leathers. Leathers now with 8 points. Just the fourth three-pointer Pan Americans got to go down. 4 of 12 shooting from beyond the arc. Hunsaker and Urbanus getting a little mixed up there. Holton misses the three. Urbanus dishes off. Jumper won't go. Nick Thompson pulls down his 10th rebound. And I'm telling you, Holton Hunsaker and Aaron Urbanus, they are going at it anytime they are within an arm's length of each other.
Yeah, watch the replay here. Yeah, he definitely got caught, and you know what I think happened?
A little bit of blood on the lip.
Yeah, I thought the
chin.
I thought I heard Coach Marks say that he lost a tooth, but I don't necessarily know that he lost a tooth. But there was contact there, and there, you know, we've never done a game where we had this many replays by the referees, and I don't know. I mean, you're obviously, the natural reaction is when someone's coming after the ball, you're going to try and protect it. I don't. You know, once again, I don't think there was any intention there to throw an elbow, but you know, you look at Urbanus, what is he doing? He's going for the ball, and kind of a natural reaction there, I guess, from Holton trying to block him off.
The officials are overlooking at the replay that you just saw, folks, and I think they may want to see it again. Here it is again, boys. Holton's got the loose ball. Urbanus comes in. Holton does put the arm up to block him.
He does, but it's not like he threw an elbow. You know, he does put the arm out. I don't think he intentionally threw an elbow to hit him, but you know, just trying to throw his arm out to block him from getting the basketball. I mean, you know, at this point, Jim, honestly, it's so hard to say what, you know, intentional, what's not intentional. You know, they may call an intentional foul. I don't know how they're going to do that, but you know, it's impossible to say. You know, there was clearly the arm was put out by Holton, but whether or not he meant to hit him and knock him in the face, I'm not sure about that.
6 minutes, 11 seconds to play here. Wolverines are leading by 15 points, 55-40. We have seen a number of UVU games this year that just been so physical. There's been stitches, there's been blood, there's been timeouts for tape.
Well, and the hard thing too, Jim, I mean, in all fairness, because you know we're not wanting to see anybody get hurt, or we're not wanting to see Urbanus get knocked in the face, but you know, it's hard to tell the difference between what happens. You know, you see Holton going over there to talk to the official, but you know, hard to see what the difference is between what happened to Antoine getting hit in the face and between Aaron Urbanus getting hit in the face there. It's, you know, where do you draw the line? Where do you say what was intentional, what wasn't intentional? You know, because to me,
no foul.
Obviously that hit from just now on Urbanus looked a little bit worse than the one that Antoine hit, but when he got hit, so hard to tell. You know, you leave it up to the officials and you move on.
I hope he didn't lose it too. Under 6 minutes to play. Hunsaker fires in the pass to Big Ben. There it is. 13 points for Ben.
It's such a big body inside. I mean, he just posts up so hard. He does that pre-work that I call it, or we talk about, as far as, you know, before the pass comes around, while it's in motion, you know, you're setting yourself up.
Jason Johnson picks up another foul. His second. Ben Air, Nick Thompson both out there with 3 each for the Wolverines. Urbanus out there with 3 for Pan American. 5.5 minutes to play here in Orem, Utah. Urbanus will take a 3. Nick Thompson with a rebound. Well, here's the two again. Urbanus guarding Holton Hunsaker.
It's usually pretty physical. I remember from years past, it's usually pretty physical between those two.
Urbanus chased him all the way around, denying Holton the shot. 7 seconds to shoot. JJ dishes off. Nick Thompson layup.
Yeah, once again, when you get a drive like that just breaks down the defense, you know, other defenders have to come and help. And if you see a lane as Nick did there, you just fill it and you get rewarded with a nice pass and you're able to finish.
A 10-0 run for UVU gives them their biggest lead of the game at 20. By 19.
See, here was what I mentioned about 2 or 3 minutes ago. Is if you're going to make a run, you're going to have to either take a quick 2 or shoot some long distance 3-point shots, and that's, I believe, 2 3-pointers. Made.
59-43 with 4:35 to play. Wolverines next week, 2 games here at home against Northern New Mexico on Monday night. Then a week from tonight, weather permitting, in New Jersey, taking on NJIT, the other team that's leading the Great West Conference. Then back home for Pacific Union, then on the road again for Houston Baptist and North Dakota State. So non-conference, conference, non-conference, conference. Coach Dick Hunsaker sort of alternating it down the stretch here. Now the Wolverines trying to take care of business as they lead by 16 points. Nick Thompson just 1 point away from a double-double. 1 point and 2 assists away from a triple-double. Holton Hunsaker 2 points away from 1,000 in his career. All sorts of things can happen in the last 4 minutes. Here it is. Hunsaker missed it. Urbanus bringing it up. Dish off. Koinonen inside. 59-45. Timeout, Utah Valley. 3:47 to play. Dick Hunsaker saw his point guard in a little bit of trouble in the corner. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, I remember being in these situations often, where you have a lead and the other team needs to obviously do some special things to get back in the ball game, and it goes back to what we've mentioned so many times. If they're going to press, you got to keep that ball out of the corner. Don't turn the basketball over, and get a good shot on the offensive end.
We showed you Utah Valley's next 5. Here's Pan American's next 5. Bakersfield, Houston Baptist, Texas Arlington, Chicago State, New Orleans. A couple of conference games in there, along with Bakersfield, who will be in the Western Athletic Conference next year, as well as Pan American and Utah Valley. 3:45 left. Wolverines like they're burning a little clock.
Yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. You got to be aware of the Bronx trying to get in those passing lanes and go for steals.
Jason Johnson buries the 3. JJ with 15 points. 62-45. Jason Johnson's career high, by the way, 18. I'm telling you, the last 3 minutes of this game might see all sorts of records fall for UVU.
Yeah.
Provost. Nothing doing. Ben Aird pulls down another rebound, his 11th.
Been a tough night for him. 2 of 9 from the field, 0 of 4 from the 3-point line, and hasn't got to the free throw line. So you can usually tell how well a player is playing by how often he gets to the free throw line, and he's just missed all the shots, the majority of the shots that he's taken, and hasn't got any free throw attempts.
Nick Thompson. Nice assist from Ben Aird.
Yeah, just good passing overall. I mean, you see the Bronx having to take special matters here. You get another turnover, but they're spreading out. They're trying to get those steals that we've been talking about, and it just leaves them vulnerable on the inside, and a couple good passes, and there's a layup.
UVU is led by as many as 19. That's what it is right now. With 2 minutes left. Nick Thompson, by the way, double-double. Needs 2 more assists for a triple-double. Would only be the 3rd in Utah Valley history. He's already got one of those. Holton misses another long jumper. Ben Haird took it away from 2 Pan American players. Ben Haird with 15 points. 4 UVU players in double figures. Ben Haird stripped it that time, he thought, from Delgado. Nick Thompson picks up the foul, though. For Nick, that's going to be foul number 4. 1:32 to play. UVU looking pretty good. Trying to win their 2nd game in Great West Conference action.
Costa Vida was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything, from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Utah Valley way out in front with 1:32 to play. Looking to win their 11th game of the season. More importantly, their 2nd conference game in Great West Conference action. Taking down one of the 2 teams currently tied for the lead in Great West Conference, Texas Pan American. And JIT, the other team, tied for the lead.
You know, one thing I point out, and I think that we've seen it in years past where the Wolverines have done really well in the regular season, right? And they've come out and they've won the conference regular season title, and then, you know, haven't had a whole lot of success in the tournament. You know, and I'm not saying that because, you know, they're struggling this year in the regular season that, you know, they're going to go and win the tournament, but, you know, that's the focus. You know, obviously getting there and, you know, leading up to that point, you want to be playing your best basketball. And obviously when you play a team and you play, you know, the Bronx, who are 3-1, you know, tied for the lead, and you play this well, you know that you have the ability to, you know, compete with anybody. And, you know, they want to be playing their best when tournament time comes, because, you know, they have struggled in the past when they get to that end of season tournament.
Yeah, they haven't even made it to the championship game the last 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, I think that's the trade-off, and I'm sure that, you know, a lot of the Wolverines, Holton and Ben, have, you know, a lot of players, but, you know, have been on that team, and they would much rather, you know, win that tournament than have the regular season crown.
Ben Haird, Nick Thompson, Jason Johnson done for the evening. And that last free throw, Coach Dick Hunsaker took those 3 out. Holton Hunsaker, the only, well, Zach Jones out there, he started the game as well, but he's been in so much foul trouble with 4. He hasn't seen much time in the 2nd half. 1:03 to play. Holton Hunsaker 2 points shy of 1,000. And unless he gets fouled, I'm not sure he'll even put up a shot, really. Well, they do have 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Yep.
Wolverines will have to put up something with 1 minute left. Okay, Avi's got it.
Not going to get it off.
Shot clock violation goes in the books as a turnover, number 11 for UVU. So Holton Hunsaker may just have to wait till Monday night here at home against Northern New Mexico to get his 1,000th point. And he almost got a souvenir, Matt Peterson.
See how quick I reacted to that?
Lightning.
That was coming right at me. If Coach Marks didn't step in the way, I would have had that.
Okay, when you're talking about how fast you are and Coach out hustled you there?
Yeah, I can't say much.
It's all right.
I may have had it. I don't know.
It was yours, pal. It was yours all the way. Wolverines just trying to run out the clock here. 18 seconds to shoot, 32 on the game clock. On their way to victory here at home. Very impressive performance. Holton Hunsaker with the basketball in his hands. Let's see if he can get 2 more. Yep. They'll feed it over to Taylor Brown for 3. Nope, missed it. Up top, off the glass to Marco Nash. 66-49. And that's how this one looks like it's going to end. It is. The Wolverines win this one. Very impressive performance here at the UCCU Center. Wolverines improved to 11-13 on the season. 6-3 at home and 2-3 in Great West Conference play. Meanwhile, Pan American falls to 12-13 overall. Just 4-12 away from home. And now they are 3-2 in conference play. Well, these two won't see each other again unless it is in the Great West Conference tournament, which comes up in mid-March. Matt Peterson, your thoughts on this one, my friend?
Well, you know, I mentioned what I thought at halftime, that it was a pretty efficient game, and you know, they at that point, and I think, you know, good to say that for the rest of the game, it was a solid team effort. We're going to see a number of the highlights here. You know, I think you know, in looking at this, a lot of unselfish play. You know, we'll go through the stats, I'm sure, in a minute, but I think the Wolverines ended up with at least, yeah, they did finish with 19 assists. So you see a lot of these highlights. What happens is it comes off of assists and passes. Unselfish play was a big key and something that I saw tonight from the Wolverines. And, you know, they shot the ball really well. I mean, for the game, they shot, you know, what did they end up shooting? They shot 53%. You know, 53% for the game, and 44% from the three-point line, 78% from the field. You know, they didn't score a ton of points, 66. They didn't score a whole lot, but you know, it was just a total team effort. We'll see a lot of the you know, a lot of the second half stats here, excuse me, highlights. But you know, going back, it is all about assists. Look how many of these baskets come off of assists, and so you know, that's always a good sign.
2 players in double figure or with double doubles for Utah Valley. Ben Aird, 15 points, 12 rebounds. Nick Thompson, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Also in double figures, Jason Johnson with 15 points. Holton Hunsaker with 12. Holton Hunsaker now 998 points in his career. Team stats, UVU 26 of 49 shooting. That's overall 53%. Meanwhile, Texas Pan American shoots just 32% for the game, 18 of 57. And boy, their first half shooting was atrocious. They put up 30 shots in the first half, did Pan Am, and only made 6. 6 of 30. That's 20% shooting, Matt, in the first half.
Well, and we talked about it a ton, Jim. You know, their defensive effort, you know, their offense was good. They shot the ball well, but their defensive effort was impressive more than anything else to me. Now, you have aspects of that, right? You got total team defense, but you have individual defense, you know, solid all around. You know, when you have Jason Johnson, who's guarding, you know, a player who averages, you know, 15 points a game, and he ends up going 2 of 9, 0 of 4 from the 3. And I know there were other players that guarded him, but a lot of times we saw Jason on him. And when Provost ends up scoring 4 points and Urbanus ends up scoring 3 points, you know you've had great individual defense. And that obviously contributes to high-quality team defense.
Yeah, Provost came in here 3rd in the conference in scoring at 14.5 a game. Brandon Provost goes 2 of 9 from the floor, including 0 from three-point land. Yeah,
and the Wolverines, too, of their points, they had 30 in the paint. You know, that's always a good sign when you can get nearly half your points, if not more, you know, in the paint. And so that shows that they were running their offense really well. They were doing really good things as far as setting themselves up for those easy baskets inside. And yeah, I go back and look at what UVU did. You know, I mean, when you play a game like this and you play as well as they did, I mean, this was one of the better games that I've seen them play all year long. You know, why can't they compete? You know, why can't they put a run together, and when they get to that tournament, you know, play really, really well?
You're looking at Athletic Director Mike Jacobson, incognito. He does everything here. He's been here 29 years, and if he wants to dress in a Green Man Group costume, he does it. He is a spry young fellow, I will say that. Utah Valley, very impressive performance here tonight, 66-49. This is the type of performance that, quite frankly, I expected against Texas Pan Am down at their place, but Holton was in foul trouble. Then Ben hurt his back with 4 minutes to go, 2 herniated discs. He missed the next couple of games. He seems to be back. He seems to look okay to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think you obviously want to be playing and you want to be healthy when you go into the thing that matters most, which is the end of season tournament. And they looked really healthy. You want to stay healthy. Their starters are logging a lot of minutes, as we've talked about. They don't play as many players as some other teams that we see, so their starters are playing a lot, and you got to make sure that that they stay injury free. But just point out real quick what we had talked about as keys to the game. Rebounding, the Wolverines ended up with 31 defensive rebounds and 5 offensive rebounds. Stay out of foul trouble. They didn't have anybody foul out. They had foul trouble at certain points, but no real foul trouble. And contain Provost outside the arc. They did that. 0 of 4 for him. So, I think, looking at those keys, the Wolverines were spot on with each of those, and no surprise that they ended up winning the game.
11-13 now. Wolverines' next game, a non-conference game that will not be televised on Monday night. Matt and I will be doing radio only on Monday night on that one. Our next TV game doesn't come your way until March 2nd, Saturday night when Chicago State comes into town. But you can hear Matt and I on the radio for most of the other ones. That's going to do it for us here. Thanks for being with us. This game has been produced by students from Utah Valley University's digital media program. This has been a copyrighted production of Utah Valley University and the Wolverines Sports Network. Wolverines win this one, 66-49 over Texas Pan American. Thanks for being with us. For Matt Peterson, Jim McCullough, so long from Orem, Utah.
Well, originally just to be done faster. If I can, I want to go every summer.
It's a lot quieter, parking's a lot easier, lines aren't as long for lunch, computer labs are more open and accessible as well.
I like it because the classes are smaller and so there's more attention on me. I like it because it's like a faster pace and so it just makes it a lot easier.
I feel like I'm getting ahead of the other students. Like everyone's taking the time to kind of chill and relax, and I feel like I'm getting a couple classes ahead of them and getting out of here faster.
Come join the student section and cheer for the mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.